Welcome to the Athena Wellness Podcast, the show that invites you to take a seat around the community fire and listen to stories that inspire. I'm your host, Kathy Robinson, author, coach, and founder of Athena Wellness, a company that's dedicated to supporting you as you create your next chapter, turning life transitions into transformation. Hello and welcome, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. In the 7th installment of the Strong and Vital series, we're discussing the powerful connections that shape our lives and well-being, our relationships. Together, we'll explore the concept of Indra's net, which suggests that our relationships act as jewels, reflecting our brilliance and contributing to a universal network that connects us all. We'll cover the concept of interconnectedness, the impact of strong relationships on emotional resilience, practical steps to strengthen our relationships, strategies for repairing frayed connections, suggestions for maintaining a healthy web, and ways to expand your net and cultivate supportive communities. We'll end with some thoughts on how to cultivate a vibrant living web. Doing so will impact every aspect of your life and create a universal ripple effect beyond comprehension. Imagine your life as a living web, a network of connections that shapes your experience. Just as a healthy ecosystem thrives on interdependence, your well-being is deeply rooted in the strength of your relationships. But what if, instead of just existing within this web, you could actively cultivate it, weaving connections that empower and uplift you? What if the key to well-being and the positive navigation of life's transitions lie not just in your inner strength, but in the vibrant, supportive network that you build around yourself? I'm Kathy Robinson, and I've come to understand that this living web isn't just a metaphor, it's a reality. My own journey has taught me the importance of building a strong relationship with myself, but I also discovered that true vitality extends to how we connect with others, how we nurture our relationships, and how we contribute to the living web of our lives. In fact, the main tenet of my coaching philosophy revolves around why it's important to remain strong and vital as we age. And it's this: so we can do the things that light us up with the people we love. And that's what we'll focus on today. In part 1 of this series, I introduced one of my favorite tools, the holistic wellness spectrum, which I created when I wrote my book, The Athena Principles. As a reminder, the holistic wellness spectrum categorizes wellness activities into 3 categories: vitality, which is physical; flow, which is mental and emotional; and connection, our relationship with our inner self and outer circle. In the last installment, we covered the first part of connection, building a strong and lasting relationship with yourself. And today, we'll learn how to take these practices out into our relational circles. The concept of interconnectedness isn't new. In ancient Indian traditions, they spoke of Indra's web that stretched across the cosmos. At each intersection of this magnificent web, there wasn't just a knot, but a perfectly cut, multifaceted jewel. And here's the magic: each jewel in its flawless surface didn't just hold its own light, it reflected the light of every other jewel in the entire network. Can you picture this infinite scenario where every reflection contains the likeness of all the others? It's a beautiful metaphor symbolizing how Every being, every event, every relationship is not isolated, but intimately connected and mutually influencing. Think of your relationships as these jewels, each reflecting its own brilliance and contributing to the beauty and complexity of your personal network, where your actions and their actions reflect and influence the whole. It's in this spirit that we'll explore how to cultivate and strengthen the jewels in your life, how to build a vibrant and supportive living web that reflects the best of who you are in the world. And we'll delve into how different types of relationships function as crucial nodes in your personal web. We'll also discuss the practical actions we can take when the web is disrupted, along with how to polish these jewels to ensure they shine brightly and contribute to the overall brilliance of our interconnected lives. Let's begin with the most foundational jewels in our personal web, our family and intimate relationships. These are the nodes that reflect our deepest selves, acting as mirrors to our core values, vulnerabilities, and strengths. Just as perfectly cut jewels reveal the nuances of light, these relationships show us aspects of ourselves that we might otherwise miss. Think about how often you see your own patience, your own compassion, and your own triggers reflected back at you through the eyes of a partner, a child, or a parent. These relationships offer a unique lens to understand yourself more fully. You can view this circle of relationships as the strong radial lines extending from the center of the web, providing vital support and stability. The self-compassion we cultivate in our inner work becomes the polish that allows these jewels to shine, sending strength along each foundational strand. When you can hold a space of calm, safety, and understanding, the bonds within these relationships, and by extension, the entire webbed network, benefit. Conversely, damage to these nodes creates tension and instability. Misunderstandings, conflicts, or a lack of empathy can dim the brilliance of these jewels, weakening the radial lines and impacting the balance of the whole. These challenges, if left unresolved, can result in distorted reflections and affect your overall well-being and vitality. This is especially crucial as we age and navigate life transitions. Strong, intimate, and family bonds are not just a source of comfort, they're vital for maintaining emotional and mental resilience. They provide a sense of belonging, a feeling of being seen and understood, which is essential for healthy aging. By nurturing these deeply reflective nodes and fortifying the radial lines that support our network, we enhance our relationships and the entire interconnected web of our lives. Moving outward in the web, we find the brilliant jewels of friendship, aligned tribes, and community. These nodes reflect your social self, showing you how you connect and are seen. As we age, these social connections combat isolation and promote vitality. Strong friendships and extended tribes provide purpose, belonging, and can act as shelter when other nodes are challenged. Shared experiences and meaningful interactions strengthen our interconnected web. Finally, the sparkling jewels of celebration and joy. These nodes reflect and amplify positive energy, illuminating your network with vibrancy. Think of moments of shared laughter, celebrated milestones, and savored joys. These are the nodes that radiate light. Just like a prism refracts sunlight into a spectrum of colors, these moments infuse our lives with brilliance. These nodes act as energy conduits, sending your inner positivity throughout the network. Inner joy fuels shared fun, while inner peace allows for savored moments. These small celebrations send ripples of energy, enlivening every strand. As we age, these nodes maintain emotional and mental vitality, reminding us of the beauty and awe life offers. These sparkling jewels keep our interconnected web glowing and thriving. So far, we've explored the intricate beauty of the interconnected web that defines our lives. Now let's take that understanding and turn it into tangible action. How do you actively reinforce your own vibrant and supportive web and shine each jewel to extend its reach? It's about strengthening, maintaining, and expanding your web. We'll start with 3 suggestions for strengthening the strands of your closest relationships. 1. Deepening emotional connection. How might you carve out some dedicated connection time with your partner or a close family member? It can be as simple as putting away the devices and just being present, sharing the things you appreciate about each other. What has you feeling engaged? And what's in your heart, like your hopes, fears, and dreams? 2. Building shared experiences. What about planning a little adventure together? It doesn't have to be a grand expedition, although it can be. But even a day trip or trying a new activity can create some lasting memories and really strengthen your connection. Or how about creating a weekly ritual, something you can both look forward to consistently? And don't underestimate the power of play. Laughter and lightheartedness can release tension and just bring a whole lot of joy, which can do wonders for your bond. And 3, enhancing communication. Consider creating a regular check-in time with your partner. Not a formal meeting, but a relaxed space to talk about your relationship. Make it intentional, a scheduled space where you both know you'll be heard. It's not just about addressing the challenges, although that's important. It's about acknowledging the good stuff and building trust by creating a consistent, safe space to be together. This way, when conflict does arise, you'll both be able to approach it like a team, focused on finding solutions together. Next, maintaining. Even the strongest webs have their moments. We all experience those tears and frayed edges in our relationships. So, how do we approach this essential maintenance, mending the broken strands and reinforcing the vulnerable spots to keep our web strong and resilient? Here are 2 suggestions. 1. Mending broken strands. If a relationship feels damaged, consider initiating a repair conversation. Approach it with empathy, with the intention of trying to understand where the other person is coming from, and with a genuine desire to reconnect. And think about boundary weaving, setting clear boundaries to protect your energy and prevent future tears. It's not about building walls. It's about communicating your needs clearly and respectfully. Sometimes a simple healing ritual, such as an invitation to tell me everything with the promise not to interrupt or react, can work wonders and mend those little tears that build up over time. 2. Reinforcing vulnerable areas. Now let's look at the weaker areas of your web. What feels fragile? Consider creating a support circle with friends or colleagues, a safe space to gather to share challenges and offer support. You can also strengthen those anchor strands by establishing a weekly connection call with a loved one. It's amazing how much stability that regular connection can bring to your entire web. And finally, expanding. Your living web isn't just about the connections you already have. It's about actively growing and extending your reach. Here are 3 suggestions to actively weave your web outward. 1. Adding new nodes. Think about joining a group or organization that sparks your interest, a discussion group, a volunteer effort, a community, anything that aligns with your interests and curiosity. This adds a whole new dimension to your web. 2. Creating ripples of connection. Think about how you can infuse your web with positivity. This can be started by simply being mindful of your daily actions and the impact they have on the broader web. How can you make your daily interactions kind and uplifting? And 3, become a steward of the interconnected web. Make web maintenance a daily practice, not just an occasional chore. Give your loving attention to the jewels in your net with a focus on those just starting their journeys. Add brilliance by reflecting their accomplishments back to them, and consider how to share your wisdom in ways that are relevant to younger generations. As we journey through life, our living web is constantly evolving, reflecting the changes within us and around us. It's a dynamic network of connection where each jewel shines with its own unique brilliance, contributing to the collective light. You're not just a passive participant in this web. You're its architect, its weaver, and its steward. Embrace the ongoing process of cultivating your relationships by nurturing the jewels that illuminate your path. Begin by implementing one of the suggestions provided and expand your reach to create a network that truly reflects the vibrant, interconnected being that you are. Let your web be a beacon of your light, your compassion, and your unwavering commitment to building a life of meaningful connection. Because when each of our jewels shines brightly, the whole web glows with immeasurable brilliance. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know there are many ways you can spend your time. Thank you for choosing to spend it with me. Until our paths cross again, be kind to yourself and show your warrior spirit some love. If you know anyone who could benefit from today's episode, please pass it on. And many thanks for supporting the show by subscribing and leaving a review. It means a lot, and it helps others find their way to our circle. If you'd like to access the show notes, have a question you'd like addressed on a future episode, or would like a transcript of this episode, visit www.athenawellness.com/podcast. Until next time, be well.